This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last session, we discussed about R1 system, R2 system. We discussed like what is R1 system, what are the disadvantages in R1 system, what is R2 system, what are the disadvantages in R2 system. We discussed in the last session. And today we are going to discuss about R3 system, SAP R3 system. R3 system was released in 1992. So already we discussed one point. So 1992 లో రిలీజ్ చేశారు. 2004 లో in place of SAP R3, the name is changed. ERP, Enterprise Resources Planning. So ERP 5.0 was released in 2004. So ERP 5.0 was released in 2004. SAP R3 system was released in 1992. So in between 1992 and 2004, ఇక్కడ మనకి ERP 5.0 అంటే ERP 5.0 కు ముందు మనకు వర్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా. సో దట్ ఈస్ SAP R3 4.7. R3 4.7 Enterprise Edition EE. సో 5.0 డైరెక్ట్ గా రిలీజ్ అయింది. 4.7 నుంచి 5.0 రిలీజ్ చేశారు. See here. సో అలానే SAP 4.0, SAP R3 4.0 before versions they are released. సో డైరెక్ట్ గా SAP ERP 5.0 కాదు, దానికి ముందు SAP R3 లో 4.7 వరకు ఉంది. SAP 4.7 నుంచి 5.0. సో డైరెక్ట్ గా మనకు SAP ERP 5.0 రిలీజ్ చేయలేదు. సో ద నేమ్ is changed, just the name is changed from R3 to ERP. The name is changed from R3 to ERP, Enterprise Resources Planning. It means this is a only one application for all the departments in the organization. So that is nothing but ERP. So Enterprise Resources Planning. So this is the only one application for all the departments in the organization, for coordinate, for communicate other departments. So ERP is one single application. మనం already demo session లో మనం discuss చేసాం. So same like if you take phone pay or Paytm, how it is useful for the people. సో మనకి ఏదైనా ఒక మొబైల్ రీఛార్జ్ చేయాలనుకోండి, పోస్ట్ పెయిడ్ బిల్ పే చేయాలి, ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ బిల్ పే చేయాలి, బస్ టికెట్ బుక్ చేసుకోవాలి, అండ్ ట్రైన్ టికెట్ బుక్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఆల్ సర్వీసెస్ ఇన్ వన్ ప్లేస్, రైట్? ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే ERP లుక్ లైక్ ఏ ఫోన్ పే ఆర్ Paytm. All the services in one place. So whenever we install SAP ERP, all the modules are automatically created. For suppose one of your friend, he is learning SAP ABAP. So he is learning SAP ABAP, and one of your friend learning SAP FICO, and one of your friend learning SAP SD, and you are learning SAP BASIS, and one of your friend learning SAP Security. For all the modules, only one application, that is ERP. Is unmute. This is, so the name is changed. Actually, actual name is SAP R3. So R3 to ERP was changed. The name is changed in 2004. So whenever we install ERP, SAP basis module automatically installed ABAP, FICO, SD, security, HR. So not only these modules, all the modules are automatically installed. So ERP is look like a all-in-one app. Same like PhonePe and Paytm. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the R3 system. And one more thing, there is no separate architecture for basis. There is no separate architecture for ABAP, FICO, SD, and security, and any other module. For application wise, we have only one architecture. So ఇప్పుడు మనకి R3 architecture మనం డిస్కస్ చేస్తున్నాం. SAP R3 architecture. See here. Presentation layer. Application layer. And finally, database layer. So presentation layer, from here, there is SAP GUI. SAP GUI or logon pad, SAP logon pad. Logon pad. In application layer, so we have dispatcher, so this is ABAP interpreter. ABAP interpreter and SQL interpreter. And finally, screen interpreter. This is memory management. And this is a task handler. Task handler. So actually this is a work process. Work process. Process. And this is a user context. User context. And this is a database client, DB client. And this is buffer. And finally, database. Finally, this is the database. So in database, we have tables. These are the tables. So this is R3 client server system. SAP R3 client server architecture. Client server architecture. R3 client server architecture. So presentation layer, already we discussed presentation layer, nothing but SAP GUI. From SAP GUI, we can log into SAP application. So actually the system installed for previous batch. So we are also will install SAP system in I think after the theory sessions. I think around 5 to 6 days. 5 days maximum, 5 days it will take. After 5 days we'll start the installation. See here, SAP GUI. From here only we can log in and start the work. So మనకి యాక్చువల్ గా రియల్ టైమ్ లో కూడా మనకు ఉండేది SAP GUI, SAP లాగాన్ ఒకటే ఉందండి మన సిస్టమ్ లో. So see here, if you take the system, see the Windows 10 SAP logon pad. See here, SAP logon, SAP GUI. సో రియల్ టైమ్ లో కూడా మీకు ఇచ్చే ల్యాప్టాప్ లో ఆ సిస్టమ్ లో SAP GUI ఒకటే ఉంటుంది. SAP సిస్టమ్ అప్లికేషన్ మీ సిస్టమ్ లో మీకు ఇచ్చే సిస్టమ్ లో ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయరు. అండ్ డేటాబేస్ ఆల్సో. So application database will not be installed in our system. So somewhere it is installed, but GUI only we can able to access. For suppose మీరు Gmail యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం, మనం Gmail యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం. So Google server is not existing in our location, right? So Google server is located in New York. Just GUI only we are using. So మన డేటా అంతా ఎక్కడ సేవ్ అవుతుంది? సో న్యూయార్క్ లో ఉన్న గూగుల్ సర్వర్ లో సేవ్ అవుతుంది, రైట్? In the same way, in real time scenario, logon pad only we have in our system. So application database somewhere it is installed. So from here we can log in and start the work. For suppose we are going to create a new user. మన ఆర్గనైజేషన్ లో కొత్త ఎంప్లాయీ జాయిన్ అయ్యారు. సో తనకి యూజర్ క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలి. So once we log in and enter the transaction code for create the user. So we have a transaction code, we'll discuss. So once the installation is completed, I will show you how to create user. We have separate session actually. So once we enter the details, user details enter చేసామనుకోండి, the details are goes to dispatcher. So from here we enter the details. So like first name, last name, user details are we are entering in SAP GUI. First name, last name, mail ID, mobile number, like that we enter the details. The details are goes to application dispatcher. Critical thing, details ani. So dispatcher, what is dispatcher? And this is the dispatcher queue. So this is the dispatcher queue. Dispatcher queue. So this is dispatcher queue. So all the requests are goes to dispatcher. So how the dispatcher is working? Dispatcher ఎలా వర్క్ చేస్తుంది? See here. Dispatcher, and this is queue, dispatcher queue. So these are the work process. So this is the dispatcher queue. Yeah. So all the user requests are coming to dispatcher. In application layer, we have dispatcher. Dispatcher is a queue mechanism. Actually, if you take R1 system, R2 system, there is no dispatcher. There is no queue mechanism. Actually, R2 system, the main disadvantage is there is no queue system. So మనకి ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కూడా డిస్కస్ చేసాం. సో మనం బ్యాంక్ లో ఎంటర్ అయ్యాం. సో నాట్ ఓన్లీ వన్ పర్సన్, వన్ కస్టమర్, సో 100 customers బ్యాంక్ లో ఎంటర్ అయ్యారు. సో బికాస్ దే వాంట్ టు డిపాజిట్ సమ్ అమౌంట్ ఇన్ దేర్ రిలేటివ్స్. సో బట్ దేర్ ఇస్ నో టోకెన్ సిస్టమ్ ఇన్ ద బ్యాంక్. సో అందరూ కస్టమర్స్ అందరూ 100 people just they fill up the deposit form and standing in front of the teller. So 100 members ఒక బిగ్ like a farm out a big queue ladder. So there is no queue mechanism, just but all the people are they are standing in front of the teller, but the teller is confused. So who is the first customer, right? So there is a confusion. In the same way, R2 system, in R2 system there is no queue mechanism. So దాన్ని ఓవర్కమ్ చేయడం కోసం SAP released R3 system in 1992 with a queue mechanism also, that is a dispatcher. So all the user requests are coming to dispatcher. The user requests are insert into dispatcher queue one by one. So అంటే user request డైరెక్ట్ గా వెళ్ళకుండా ఫస్ట్ డిస్పాచర్ కి వస్తుంది. అంటే కస్టమర్ టోకెన్ సిస్టమ్, సో ఇది టోకెన్ సిస్టమ్ అనుకోండి. కస్టమర్ బ్యాంక్ లోకి ఎంటర్ అయిన తర్వాత టోకెన్ తీసుకోవాలి. ఆ టోకెన్ నెంబర్స్ అన్ని ఇక్కడ సేవ్ అవుతున్నాయి. చూడండి, ఇవన్నీ టోకెన్ నెంబర్స్ అనుకోండి ఎగ్జాంపుల్. సో ఇవన్నీ టోకెన్ నెంబర్స్. సో వన్ బై వన్ టోకెన్ నెంబర్ డిస్ప్లే చేస్తుంది. ద సేమ్ వే ఆల్ ద యూజర్ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఆర్ Coming to dispatcher, dispatcher insert the user request into dispatcher queue. When user request to queue insert చేస్తుంది. So next to dispatcher, looking for available work process. Actually, we have two types of work process. One is wait status work process, and second one is run status work process. So wait status and run status. Wait status means work process waiting for the user request. Work process waiting for user request. So work process ready, it is waiting for user request. And running means work process processing user request. Processing user request. Already processing user request. Run status. Wait status means work process waiting for the work process user request. So here the note is dispatcher assign user request to available work process only. Available work process only. Very, very important point. This is. So this is a dispatcher. Under dispatcher, we have work process. WP means work process. What is work process? We'll discuss. So work process. Under dispatcher, we have work process, but we can't able to say how many work process. అందుకే మనం ఇక్కడ n అని ఇచ్చాం. If you take application layer లో ఒకటే ఉంటుంది dispatcher. There is no second dispatcher, third dispatcher, only one dispatcher. But ఇప్పుడు మనం ఫర్ సపోజ్ బ్యాంక్ లోకి వెళ్ళాం అనుకోండి, టోకెన్ సిస్టమ్ ఒకటే ఉంటుంది. ఒక 5-6 టోకెన్ సిస్టమ్స్ ఉండవు కదా, ఒకటే టోకెన్ సిస్టమ్ ఉంటుంది. సో అదే టెల్లర్స్. సో అదే మన టెల్లర్ అనుకోండి, బ్యాంక్ సైజుని బట్టి ఉంటుంది. ఒక బ్యాంక్ లో ఒక టెల్లర్ ఉంటుంది, ఇంకో బ్యాంక్ లో ఒక 3 టెల్లర్స్ 4 టెల్లర్స్. దట్ ఇస్ బ్యాంక్ సైజ్. సో అక్కడ ఉన్న రిక్వైర్మెంట్ బేస్ చేసుకొని ఆ టెల్లర్స్ ఉంటాయి మనకి, రైట్? ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే only one queue mechanism here. Under queue mechanism we have work process, but how many work process means that is based on our RAM size. Mana hardware ni base cheskoni work process generate avuti. See here the status, work process status, wait status or run status. Wait status means work process waiting for the user request, ready ga undi process ayaniki. Run status means work process processing user request. Mainly dispatcher always assign user request to available work process only, means wait status work process only. Available work process means wait status. Available work process means wait status work process only. Please remember. Dispatcher assign user request to available work process means wait status work process only. And ఇక్కడ wait status ఉన్న work process కి dispatcher allocate చేస్తుంది. So if you take the first work process, run status. So dispatcher try to assign the user request. This is the first user request. Try to assign the user request to this work process. But unfortunately, the work process is run status, not assigned. Dispatcher not assign the user request to this work process. Next, the same request to try to assign to the second work process. Unfortunately, this is also run status. This is also run status. Again, the dispatcher again try to assign the user request to third work process. Unfortunately, third work process also run status. Third work process also run status. Next, dispatcher try to assign the user request to fourth work process. For suppose fourth work process is wait status. So user request is assigned to the this work process only. So we have a number of work process. మన చేతిలో లేదండి. That is totally system generated process. Work process we can't able to create manually, and we can't able to delete manually also. So system will generate the work process. So ఇక్కడ 4 work process ఉన్నాయి. So 3 work process run status. Run status means already processing. Already processing ki user request again user request not assigned. So 3 work process ki request user request allocate చేయలేదు. Fourth work process allocate చేసింది. Because of fourth work process is wait status. That is the reason user request is assigned to the fourth work process. Right? So this is work process dispatcher activity. How dispatcher is working in R3 system. This is next. See here, but here we have only one work process. So ila manaki number of work process undi real time. So but here we have taken only one work process. In this work process we have memory management. Means based on the user request, memory is allocated. So manaki, so as a human manaki food ela important, so ante manaki energy కోసం. In the same way memory for SAP, so memory is a food. For every user request, it requires some memory. So memory is allocated. So based on the user request, memory is allocated. So the 50 MB at like 150 MB at 200 MB, that is based on the totally decided by memory management based on the user request. So memory is allocated here, and actually the user request is handled by the task handler. See here. So user request is handled by the task handler. So this is so once the task handler user request ni handle చేసిన తర్వాత memory allocate అవుతుంది. Next very important thing is interpreters. ABAP interpreter, SQL interpreter and screen interpreter. First ABAP interpreter. What is ABAP interpreter? See here. So general example. So మీకు అర్థమయ్యే లాంగ్వేజ్ లో చెప్తాను. So here we have two people are there. One is from India. One is from India and another one is he is from China. Two persons are there. So one is from India, one is from China. So they want to talk each other. So the Indian, he know only Telugu language. Chinese, so he know only Chinese language. So but they want to communicate each other. They want to talk each other. But the thing is language problem. So Indian, he know only Telugu. Chinese, they know only Chinese language. They don't know Telugu language. But they want to talk each other. So here we have a mediator. Translator, language translator. So here we have a language translator. Language translator, he know both the languages. So language translator, so whenever Telugu, the person Indian, he talk in Telugu, he speak in Telugu, that is received by that language translator and translate into Chinese understandable language. right? So that is the main job of a language translator. So he know both languages. So Telugu language tanaki idea undi, Chinese language also. So whenever the Indian he says something in Telugu language, that is translated into Chinese language, right? So then they can talk each other. In the same way, same example, whenever we apply to SAP system, this is SAP system. SAP system totally all the modules are developed in ABAP language only. ABAP is a language. That is a module as ABAP. SAP ABAP is one of the module in SAP, and language also SAP ABAP language. Advanced Business Application Program, ABAP stands for. And we install SAP system install on OS for suppose in Windows. So ABAP language different. That is a totally programming language combined of C++ COBOL. So SAP and OS. SAP we install on OS, Windows or Linux, whatever it may be. So SAP understandable language is ABAP language. So మనం transaction codes యూజ్ చేస్తామని చెప్పుకున్నాం. So all the transaction codes are developed in ABAP language. If you take in ABAP, if you take in OS, we have binary language. Binary language means zeros ones. So SAP and OS need to talk because SAP we are going to install on Windows 2022 or 2025 server we are going to install. But SAP language is ABAP language, OS language is binary language, two different languages. So here also we have a translator. So we have a translator, that is ABAP translator. ABAP translator. So whenever we enter something in SAP, that is converted into system understandable language, binary language, zeros ones. మనం SAP లో ఒక ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ కోడ్ ఎంటర్ చేసాం అనుకోండి, that is converted by ABAP translator into system understandable language. System understandable language, binary language. That is. So that is ABAP translator. ABAP interpreter or translator, both are same. Next, SQL translator. See here. So same example. This is SQL. And this is the system, that is OS. SQL, structure query language, that is a query language. This is. And system, binary language. Binary language. So already we discussed in SAP, the data will not be saved. So after process the user request, the data should be stored in the database only. Database only save over. But in SAP, there is no space. Each and everything should be stored in the database. For suppose user create as a basis consultant, we created one user. User details are stored in the database only. SAP application only to create the user. That's it. But storage, there is no space in the SAP application. Each and everything should be stored in the database only. So దానికోసం మనకి database ఉంటుంది. Database language, query language. system language, binary language. So అది ఇక్కడ SQL translator. SQL translator. So whenever we save the data, means whenever the user is created, indirectly that is query language. So user create అయిందంటే back end లో query generate అవుతాయి. ఆ queries database లో సేవ్ అవ్వాలి. So database can able to understand query language, system can able to understand binary language. So దానికోసమే మీడియేటర్ గా SQL ట్రాన్స్లేటర్ ని మనం యూజ్ చేస్తాం. So whenever the user is created, indirectly the data is stored in the database. Database లో సేవ్ అవుతుందంటే so database is installed on the system. SQL మనం ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసాం, స్ట్రక్చర్ క్వరీ లాంగ్వేజ్ SQL database అనుకోండి. SQL means database. So database we install on Windows 2022 server or 2025 server. So SQL language, query language, system language, binary language, two different languages. దీనికోసం SQL translator. This is SQL interpreter. And finally, screen interpreter. I will show you screen interpreter. This is SAP install system. Go to SAP logon. SAP system. This is a normal system. So this is SAP application. This is a system. SAP in SAP we are going to use transaction codes, the T codes. We are going to use the T codes. So whenever we enter the T code, so we are getting the screen. So screens need to convert into binary language. For convert, so here we have screen converter, screen converter, screen translator, converter or translator. The entire screen, so means SAP developed screen converted into system understandable language. So whenever we enter the transaction code, for suppose example, మనం SU01 T code enter చేసాం అనుకోండి, that is actually user creation T code. So whenever we entered SU01 T code, so it is asking user ID, it is asking user ID, password, user ID, mail ID, mobile number, first name, last name. So it is asking, right? So in SU01 we have text boxes, we have icons, labels. So all the entire the screen convert into system understandable language with the help of screen converter. So I will show you. So this is a screen translator or screen interpreter. Screen interpreter. This is see here. We are going to log into SA development system. So here enter my user ID. That is the test user, I think. So we logged in, and here I'm going to enter the transaction code, one of the T code, SU01. So once we enter the transaction code SU01, we are getting the screen. So this is a screen. This is a screen for to create user IDs. So here we have this is a label, this is also label, and text box. This is the text box, this is the text box. So these are the icons. So the entire screen is developed in SAP, right? So the entire SAP screen convert into system understandable language. The entire SAP screen convert into system understandable language, that is zeros ones. So with the help of screen translator, right? So this is a screen translator. Next, user context. User context nothing but whenever the user log into SAP. So just now we logged in, right? So with the sample user, one of the user is if you take sample user is logged in. Sample user is logged into SAP. Whenever the user log into SAP, the user details are stored in user context. So username, password. So what are the permissions are having the user? So our system lo ఏమేం permissions తన process తను perform చేయడానికి ఏమేం permissions ఉన్నాయి, everything stored in the user context. So whenever the user log into SAP application, the user details are automatically stored in user context. So that is user context. Database client. So database client, first we need to discuss about buffer. So then database client. So buffers nothing but a storage area, temporary storage area. It's a database for every data. No need to go to database. And the database is retrieve chesukodaniki for every work process. No need to go to database. So fetching from the buffer, it's a temporary storage area. So no need to go to database every time. The work process database every time వెళ్ళకుండా time save చేయడానికి మనకు buffer ఉంటుంది, temporary storage. Frequently accessed data is existing in buffer. So ఇక్కడ మనం for suppose transaction code enter చేసాం. For suppose SU01, first time after SAP installation, first time we entered SU01 T code. After the user is logged in, he entered SU01. ఇక్కడ work process కదా handle చేస్తుంది user request. So work process handle the user request to execute SU01 T code. So work process first ఇక్కడ చెక్ చేస్తుంది. Work process check చేస్తుంది if the T code is already used or not. No, the T code is not used till now. Very first time we are using. So work process first it is checking in buffer. If the T code is not existing in buffer, the work process goes to database. And fetch the transaction code. At the time of the T code is displayed, ఆ T code ni ఒక కాపీని ఇక్కడ సేవ్ చేస్తుంది buffer లో. సో buffer లో సేవ్ చేసి work process display the T code for the user. So user ki display చేస్తుంది SU01 T code. So but at the time of fetch the T code from the database, one copy is saved in buffer. For suppose second time after 15 minutes or 20 minutes, again we enter SU01, no need to go to database. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ time taken process. Application layer లో ఉంది work process. Database layer లో. So different layers. So every time go to database and fetch the T code, it is a time taken process. So దాన్ని సేవ్ చేయడం కోసం వన్ కాపీని ఇక్కడ సేవ్ చేస్తున్నాం, వర్క్ ప్రాసెస్ ఇక్కడ సేవ్ చేస్తుంది. సో సెకండ్ టైం whenever the user enter SU01, no need to go to database, directly the T code is fetching from the buffer only. So that is buffer. Frequently accessed data is existing in buffer, right? Next, database client, DB client. Database client is a mediator between application and database. So ఇది ఒక మీడియేటర్ వర్క్ చేస్తుంది అప్లికేషన్ కి డేటాబేస్, ఎందుకంటే ఎవ్రీథింగ్ షుడ్ బి స్టోర్డ్ ఇన్ ద డేటాబేస్. అప్లికేషన్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ ప్రాసెసింగ్. ఇక్కడ డేటాబేస్ క్లయింట్. సో జస్ట్ ఇప్పుడు మనం డిస్కస్ చేసాం వర్క్ ప్రాసెస్ ఒక టీ కోడ్ ని డిస్ప్లే చేయాలంటే ఇఫ్ ద టీ కోడ్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ వెరీ ఫస్ట్ టైం వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ ఆ టీ కోడ్ బఫర్ లో లేకపోతే డేటాబేస్ నుంచి ఫెచ్ చేస్తుందని చెప్పాం. సో ఇక్కడ ఈ వర్క్ ప్రాసెస్ డేటాబేస్ వెళ్ళాలి అంటే విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ డేటాబేస్ క్లయింట్ ఓన్లీ. సో విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ డేటాబేస్ క్లయింట్ ఓన్లీ work process goes to database. This is work process goes to database with the help of database client only. Right? So it's a mandatory. Even SAP install cheyalana database client mandatory. So I will show you the software. See here, database client, DB client. So ఇది యాక్చువల్గా ఇన్స్టలేషన్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్, SAP ఇన్స్టలేషన్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్. సో దీనిలో ఆర్కిల్ డేటాబేస్ ఓకే, డేటాబేస్ క్లయింట్ కూడా ఇంపార్టెంట్ మనకి, DB క్లయింట్ కూడా కావాలి, DB క్లయింట్. సో అంత ఇంపార్టెంట్. So finally database layer. In database layer we have database. Database is only for storage purpose. Storage purpose and retrieve purpose. So data will be saved in the database and data retrieved from the database. So fetching and storage purpose we have database. So database lo data anta tables lo save avutundi, saved in the data in the form of tables. Okay, so this is about R3 architecture. So this is one of the main interview question. For suppose if you are attending on 3+ years of experience and 2+ years of experience, so this is one of the main interview question. Explain about R3 architecture. So ikkada manam cheppunnam, there is no separate architecture for basis, there is no separate architecture for ABAP, SD, MM, FICO. For all the modules this is architecture. So at least ఒక 5 minutes అన్న మీరు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలి. సపోజ్ ఇంటర్వ్యూలో వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, 5 minutes అన్న ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలి. Okay, so this is R3 architecture, very important. Up to 3 years, if you are attending up to 3 years experience, definitely this is a main interview question. So here the main is work process. Main work process. Work process are heart of SAP system. Work process start avaledanukondi, we can't able to log into SAP application also. Work process are heart of SAP system. Process ante ee work process lo jarugutundi. What is work process? So work process ante enti, ela use avutundi ee work process? So ivanni next class lo discuss cheddam. Any queries in our today's session? I'm going to create WhatsApp group in coming 1 or 2 days. So WhatsApp group create చేసిన తర్వాత ఈ స్లైడ్స్, సో ఇప్పటి వరకు మనం చెప్పుకున్న సెషన్స్ ఇవన్నీ డ్రైవ్ లోనే అప్లోడ్ చేస్తాను. ఆ డ్రైవ్ లింక్ వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ లో పింగ్ చేస్తాను. సో డైలీ మనం చెప్పుకునే సెషన్ ఆటోమేటిక్ గా సో మీకు అరౌండ్ 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock మీకు వస్తుంది.